Melbourne is cheaper than Brisbane. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee. I thought we'd have a look at this article from realestate.com.au. Auction data shows it's cheaper to buy in Melbourne than in Brisbane. Now, Brisbane is the poor cousin of Sydney and Melbourne. Sydney, which people mistakenly think is the capital of Australia, which pretty much is the property capital of Australia. And Melbourne, they've got a bit of rivalry going on there. But now if Brisbane, usually Sydney and Melbourne cool off a bit and then people flood into Brisbane for opportunities to invest, buy and move. But now if Brisbane's getting more expensive than Melbourne, what does that tell you, everyone? So Brisbane heads into the first weekend of summer auctions, defying a national cooling trend with data from Ray White showing the number of active bidders at auctions has increased to an average of almost 5 people per auction, more than any other capital city, despite a record number of properties going to auction last month. Now, auctions are not as big here in Queensland as they are in Melbourne or Sydney. I've seen properties that are potentially we're going to go to auction and we're past then and then back to advertise a few days later. Be dubious about trusting the auction clearance rates entirely. There's a range there in the data. But anyway, there are signs of buyer fatigue in this seller's market, with the auction clearance rate reducing by more than 10% last week. Well, there you go. So it's even worse then because people are not reporting. And bidders now have a better chance of picking up a sub $1 million auction bargain in Melbourne than in Brisbane, with CoreLogic data from last week sales showing the median price paid for a home at auction in Brisbane is now second only to Sydney at $1.28 million, behind Sydney's $1.5 million, well ahead of Melbourne and Canberra, which are both just below $1 million. So, this is an interesting one, guys, because what it's telling you, it's just the part of the markets that are going to auction. The more expensive properties, they're competing for it, but we're catching up to Sydney. Let's have a bit of a talk. Now, there's a lot of discussions about property price predictions here in Australia. And we're seeing, some consideration that Brisbane is going to continue growing compared to Sydney and Melbourne because we just are more affordable. You can still pick up bargains here in Brisbane. But, maybe that won't last, everyone. Remember, we've got that at the Olympics, the great pipe dream that's going to draw so much money to the state, but it's going to ramp up the real estate sector. So, guys, check out this last video I did about house prices predicted to peak next year. This is another one I released today. Check it out. Let me know what you think. Have you bought in Brisbane? Are you waiting? Are you a fellow Brisbaneite? Have you checked your house valuation, guys? How's that going? Anyway, I'll see you next time. Bye for now.